Hello, Shalom. Welcome to part 164 of Daily Bread. We'll be reading Deuteronomy chapter 23, Isaiah chapter 24, Psalms 12, Proverbs 13, and we'll be starting the book of Corinthians, 2 Corinthians chapter 1. We'll be in the scriptures 2009. Deuteronomy chapter 23 on page 210. He who is wounded by crushing of testicles, or whose penis is cut off, shall not enter into the community of Yahweh. A mazer wing shall not enter the community of Yahweh. Even a 10th generation of his shall not enter the community of Yahweh. An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter the assembly of Yahweh. Even a 10th generation of them shall not enter in the assembly of Yahweh, because they did not meet you with bread and water on the way when you came out of Mizraim, and because they hired against you Biliam, son of Ber, from Pethor of Aram Nethana, to curse you. But Yahweh your Elohim refused to listen to Biliam, and Yahweh your Elohim turned the curse into a blessing for you, because Yahweh your Elohim loves you. Do not seek their peace, nor their good, all of your days forever. Do not loathe an Edomite, for he is your brother. Do not loathe a Mizraite, because you were a sojourner in his land. The children of the third generation born to them do enter the assembly of Yahweh. When the camp goes out against your enemies, then you shall guard yourself from every evil matter. When there is any man among you who is not clean because of an emission in the night, then he shall go outside the camp. Let him not come into the midst of the camp. And it shall be at the approach of evening that he bathes with water, and when the sun sets, let him come into the midst of the camp. And you shall have a place outside the camp where you shall go out, and you shall have a sharp implement among your equipment. And when you sit outside, you shall dig with it, and turn and cover your excrement. For Yahweh your Elohim walks in the midst of your camp, to deliver you and give your enemies over to you. Therefore your camp shall be set apart, so that he does not see unclean matter among you, and shall turn away from you. Do not hand over to his master the slave who has escaped from his master to you. Let him dwell with you in your midst, in the place which he chooses within one of your gates, where it is pleasing to him. Do not oppress him. None of the daughters of Israel is to be a cult prostitute, nor any of the sons of Israel to be a cult prostitute. Do not bring the harlot fee of a whore, or pay of a dog to the house of Yahweh your Elohim for any vowed offering. For both of these are an abomination to Yahweh your Elohim. Do not lend at interest to your brother, interest of silver, interest of food, or interest of whatever is lent at interest. To a foreigner you lend at interest, but to your brother you do not lend at interest, so that Yahweh your Elohim might bless you in all that you put your hand to in the land which you are entering to possess. When you make a vow to Yahweh your Elohim, Do not delay to pay it, for Yahweh your Elohim is certainly requiring it of you, and it shall be a sin in you. And when you abstain from vowing, it is not a sin in you, that which has gone from your lips. You shall guard and do, for you voluntarily vowed to Yahweh your Elohim that you have promised with your mouth. When you come into your neighbor's vineyard, you shall eat up to the satisfaction of your desire. Do not put any in the receptacle of yours. When you come into your neighbor's standing grain, you shall pluck the heads with your hand. Do not use a sickle when your neighbor's standing grain. Isaiah chapter 24 on page 431. See, Yahweh is making the earth empty and making it waste, and shall overturn its surface, and shall scatter abroad its inhabitants. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, so as with the servant, so with his master, as with the female servant, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the creditor, so with the debtor. The earth is completely emptied and utterly plundered, for Yahweh has spoken this word. The earth shall mourn and wither, the earth shall languish and wither. The haughty people of the earth shall languish. For all the earth has been defiled under its inhabitants, because they have transgressed the Torah, changed the law, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore a curse shall consume the earth, and those who dwell in it be punished. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth shall be burned, and few men shall be left. The new wine shall fail, the vine shall languish. All those glad at heart shall sigh. The joy of the tambourine shall cease. The noise of those who rejoice shall end. The joy of the lyre shall cease. No more do they drink wine with a song. Strong drink is bitter to those who drink it. The deserted city shall be broken down, every house shall be shut, no one enters. There is a crying for wine in the streets, all joy shall be darkened, the gladness of the earth shall be gone. The city is left in ruins, and the gate is stricken with destruction. For thus it is to be in the midst of the earth among the peoples, like the shaking of an olive tree, like the gleaning of grapes when the grape harvest is done. They lift up their voice, they sing of the excellency of Yahweh. They shall cry aloud from the sea. Therefore praise Yahweh in the east, the name of Yahweh, Elohim of Israel, in the coastlands of the sea. From the end of the earth we shall hear songs, splendor to the righteous one. But I say, I waste away, I waste away. Woe to me, the treacherous betray, the treacherous betray, with treachery the treacherous betray. Fear and the pit and the snare are upon you, O inhabitant of the earth. And it shall be that he who flees from the noise of the fear falls into the pit, and he who comes up from the pit, from the midst of the pit, is caught in the snare. For the widow's windows formed on high shall be opened, and the foundations of the earth be shaken. The earth shall be utterly broken. The earth shall be utterly shattered. The earth shall be fiercely shaken. The earth shall stagger like a drunkard, and it shall totter like a hut, and its transgression shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And in that day be that Yahweh punishes on high the host of exalted ones, and on the earth of the sovereigns of the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and be punished after many days. And the moon shall blush, and the sun shall be ashamed, for Yahweh of hosts shall reign on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before his elders is esteemed. Psalms 12 on page 652. Save Yahweh. No, save. Yahweh, for the loving committed one is no more. For the trustworthy one have ceased from among the sons of men. They speak falsehood with each other. They speak with flattering lips, a double heart. Yahweh does cut off all flattering lips, a tongue that speaks swelling words. Who have said, with our tongue we do mighty, our lips are now our own. Who is master over us? Because of the oppression of the poor, because of the sighing of the needy, I now arise, says Yahweh. I set it safely, he pants for it. For words of Yahweh are clean words, silver tried in a furnace of earth, refined 7 times. You guard them, O Yahweh. You preserve them from the generation forever. The wrong walk around on every side, when worthlessness is exalted among the sons of men. Proverbs 13 on page 740. A wise son accepts his father's discipline, but a scoffer shall not listen to rebuke. From the fruit of the mouth of man eats the good, but the desire of the treacherous is for violence. He who watches over his mouth guards his being, but he who opens wide his lips comes to ruin. The being of the lazy one craves, but has not, while the being of the hard workers are enriched. The righteous one hates a lying word, but a wrong man is lonesome and comes to shame. Righteousness watches over him who is perfect in the way, but wrongness overthrows the sinner. There is one who makes himself rich, yet has none at all, and one who makes himself poor, yet has great riches. The ransom of a man's life is his riches, but the poor does not hear rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoices, but the lamp of the wrong is put out. By pride comes only strife, but wisdom is with those who take advice. Wealth from vanity diminishes, but he who gathers by hand increases expectantly. Increases. Expectancy drawn out makes the heart sick, but a longing come true is a tree of life. He who despises the word is destroyed, but he who fears the command is rewarded. The Torah of the wise is a fountain of life, turning away from the snares of death. Good understanding gains favor, but the way of the treacherous is hard. Everyone with insight acts with knowledge, but a fool spreads folly. A messenger that is wrong falls into evil, but a trustworthy envoy is a healing. Poverty and shame are for him who ignores discipline, but he who heeds reproof is esteemed. A desire accomplished is sweet to the being, but to turn away from evil is an abomination to fools. He who walks with the wise shall be wise, but the companion of fools suffers evil. Evil pursues sinners, but good is repaid to the righteous. The good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is hidden for the righteous. Much food is in the tillable ground of the poor, but lack of right ruling sweeps it away. He who spares his rod hates his son, but he who loves him seeks him with discipline. The righteous eats to the satisfying of his being, but the strong of the wrong is lacking. Second Corinthians chapter 1 on page 1121. Saul, also known as Paul, Saul of Tarsus, an emissary of Yahweh, Messiah, by the desire of Elohim, and Timotheus, the brother, to the assembly of Elohim that is in Corinth, with all the set apart ones who are in Achaia. Favor to you and peace from Elohim. Also, blessing to you and peace from Elohim, our Father and the Master Yeshua Messiah. Blessed be the Elohim and Father of our Master Yeshua Messiah, the Father of the compassion, and Elohim for all comfort. Who is comforting us in all our pressure, enabling us to comfort those who are in every pressure, through the comfort with which we ourselves are comforted by Elohim. Because as the suffering of Messiah overflow in us, so our comfort also overflows through Messiah. And if we suffer pressure, it is for your comfort and deliverance, being worked out in enduring the same suffering which we also suffer. If we are comforted in it, if we are comforted, it is for your comfort and deliverance. Verse 7. And our expectation for you is steadfast, because we know that as you are that you are sharing in the suffering and also in the comfort. So we do not wish you to be ignorant, brothers, of our pressure which came to us in Asia, Western Turkey. That we were weighed down exceedingly beyond ability, so that we despaired even of life. Indeed, we have the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves, but in Elohim, who raises the dead, who rescued us from such a great death, and does rescue us, in whom we trust that he shall still rescue us. You also helping together in prayer for us, that thanks shall be given by many on our behalf for the favor bestowed upon us through many. 12. For our boasting is this, the witness of our conscience, that we behave ourselves in the world in simplicity and sincerity of Elohim, shall not shall not. Okay. Verse 12. For our boasting in this, the witness of our conscience, that we behave ourselves in the world in simplicity and sincerity of Elohim, not in fleshly wisdom, but in the favor, blessing of Elohim, and much more toward you. For we are not writing any other matters to you than what you read or understand. Now I trust you shall understand even to the end, as also you have understood us in part, that we are your boast, as you are also ours. In the day of the Master Yeshua. And relying on this, I intend to come to you before, that you might twice receive a favor also blessing, and to pass away into Macedonia, and again from Macedonia come to you, and to be sent by you on my way to Judah. Since I intended this, did I do it lightly, or was it, or what I planned? Do I plan according to the flesh? With what that with me there should be yes, yes, and no, no. But Elohim is trustworthy, that our word to you was not yes and no. For the Son of Elohim, Yeshua Messiah, who was proclaimed among you by us, by me, Silas and Timotheus, was not yes and no, but in him was yes. 20. For as many promises as are of Elohim, in him there are yes, and in him amen to the esteem of Elohim through us. But he who establishes us with you in Messiah, and has anointed us in Elohim, who also sealed us and gave the Spirit in our hearts as a pledge. And I call Elohim as witness against my being, that to spare you I came no more to Corinth. Not that we rule over your belief, but we are fellow workers in your joy. Fellow workers of your joy, for you stand by belief. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible. Talk to the Father.